Test. Test. No adventures! I'm on my way. Woo! What up, everybody? Welcome to the Monday stream. On my way to the Nerd Ventures Tower as we spank. What's up, everybody? Hope you're doing well. It's going to be a good week, man. Crazy stuff afoot in the nerdy realms. We have the finale of Book of Boba Fett this week. Oh! It's going to be absolutely epic. We also have a big game that we're not allowed to refer to as its actual name due to, I don't really know why, like copyright reasons or something like that. You know what I'm talking about. The game on Sunday, the super big deal that everybody's talking about with the game that's big. And there may or may not be new footage for some of these exciting Star Wars shows. And what I want to do today is I want to talk about all the latest updates and just kind of refresh ourselves about the future of Star Wars on Disney Plus, these Disney Plus Star Wars shows, and why I personally am so excited for these friggin' shows. Everything we know, everything we want to speculate, everything we want to get too hyped about. So that's what we're doing today. I'm pulling into the tower. I'll see you soon. Hey, there better not be no gambling. Check. Jet, you have let me down for the last time. Ah! Turn it up! Okay, cool. Cool. Okay. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Monday stream. Monday morning. Get the week going, set the pace, set the tone. And like I said, I think it's going to be a really good week. What the fuck, man? That's too wild. I don't know if I like it. You're like 0 for 2 so far. Okay, anyway. What's up, everybody? It's going to be a good show. Look, today's going to be one of those shows where I'm going to forget a bunch of stuff. There's a lot that I need to get into today. A lot I want to discuss. And I think, I spent time this morning working on this stupid camera thing, and it still doesn't look like it's working. Is it delayed again? Why does it do this? How come you sync to that thing? What the fuck? Anyway, it's going to be a good week. It's going to be a good show. Look, we've got a ton of cool content over here coming at you. I'm very happy to say that later today, I will be dropping the next Den of Nerds podcast episode. This one was with Soups, Matt Ramos, who I would describe as of TikTok fame, but he would describe himself as something else. You know, look, a little spoiler. Thank you, chat. I see the thing about the thing with the chat, and I think I already have it set up, actually, because Brian sent me a message about it earlier. Boom! Got it up. MTS, I did hear about that. We'll talk about it. We'll get into it. We'll talk about it. Yes, I do have the thing set up so that I can get the member chats and all the chats easily, so thank you for that. So, yes, I asked Soups. I'm going to just tell you just a secret, just a little tease of what to expect from the podcast, which should be dropping later today on Spotify and Apple. I said, would you describe yourself as TikTok famous? And Matt Ramos reached through the computer screen with his, frankly, abnormally large forearms and hands and smacked me across the face and said, I am entertainment. And we started from there, and we went into it. In all seriousness, he is a very energetic dude. I had a great time sitting down and talking with him. We talked about a myriad of things, but at the sort of middle point of the episode or whatever, we just started talking about hype shit. And we just got hyped up about Star Wars, DC, Marvel, the big three, and talked about different things that we're excited about. So if you like Soups and you like his energy, the podcast does pretty quickly become us just going wild and getting really energetic and hyped up about stuff. So look for that later. It's a really good podcast episode. We also talk a little bit about sort of his come up and some real big moments that he had in 2021 in particular. They're really cool. So make sure you check that out. Also, I want to tease a little something. Something. If you are a fan of Luke Soka. No, let's be serious. If you are a fan of triggering Star Wars theory, and you've been loving the Luke Soka stuff, just stop on by tonight for Nerd Theory. I got something I think we're all going to really, really enjoy. Yeah, I think that's all I can say about it for now. Let me double check something, though, because I also wanted to... Like I said, I'm going to forget stuff today. There's a lot going on. There's a lot that I have to personally try to talk about today. And there's all these marks I got to hit. I don't know. We're going to try. Okay, we're going to do our best. But one of them is definitely, if you are a fan of triggering Star Wars theory with Luke Soka, just come on by the stream tonight. I got a special surprise for you guys. And one of my links is not working, so I can't talk about that one thing. I also want to say tomorrow, of course, on the stream, we're going to be doing our sort of predictions, last-minute predictions for the finale of Book of Boba Fett. It's going to be epic, dude. We've been having a blast doing this pretty much the entire time for the show. And, man, it's really, really fun to think about all the different things we've talked about and done over and under for each episode. And now we're at a very interesting spot. And the over-unders tomorrow and the sort of predictions and where we're going to go with that. It's going to be really fun. I also want to say, we're doing another giveaway tomorrow. The Bad Batch Funko Pop dealio. Oh, it's sweet. Oh, you didn't know about that? It's real cool. And the other ones are... The other thing is... I can't find it. IG! Which, honestly, at this point, I doubt IG will show up, but it would be absolutely epic if he did. But IG88 as well. So we're going to do another giveaway like we do. Just going to be really dope, man. I'm quite excited for tomorrow's stream, getting hyped up for the Book of Boba Fett. I'm excited for Nerd Theory tonight. I'm just excited to be excited. I'm excited to be excited about talking about Star Wars again, quite frankly, which is really, really cool. So... yeah, that's kind of where we're at. A lot more fun stuff to get into later as well. Oh man, let me see. Okay, wait. So we do have this up. Cool. I'll talk about this a little bit later in the show. But I know a lot of people wanted to get this the new merch that we have. I'm going to talk about it now. Screw it. This sweet bomber jacket with the Nerd Ventures logo. Oh, it's so clean. It's so fresh and so clean. Yeah. And then this varsity style hoodie. Love this thing. Okay. So we sort of teased that out last week, and I'll just tell you guys, if you want to go check it out, it's actually available right now. If you go to thedenofnerdsmerch.com, and we are partnering and working with Brian Bufka on this. It is very premium, like high-quality merch. It is more expensive than the merch that we do in the Teespring store, and there's no like discount on it. But if you were looking for something a little bit more high quality. Go check that out. You can literally put your order in right now at thedenofnerdsmerch.com. So shout out to Brian, and hey, this stuff's clean, man. If you're looking for it, I know a lot of people wanted it, so we got it working. Go check it out. Okay, let us now talk about these shows. Okay, so I think the first place that I kind of want to start with this is probably Kenobi. I think that's what we're going to do. So the reason this is because I think even some of you guys, how many of you guys were here on Friday? Put a 1 into the chat if you were here on Friday. Because a lot of you guys were like, yo, did you see Theory's new video about Obi-Wan? Did you see the thing about Obi-Wan and all that? Yeah. Look at that. I see you. So I remember somebody brought this up on Friday, and I sort of just was like, nah, fam, like, that ain't real. Like, that's not what it is. So actually, it's pretty interesting. This is kind of rare, guys. This is like a rare sort of situation here. Because I was actually wrong about something. I know. I don't know. Look, I don't pay close attention to this, but I don't think it's ever happened before. That I've been like, no. And I was wrong. You know what I mean? It's super rare. So this guy had tweeted out, our very own Obi-Wan Kenobi will be saying hello there on Disney Plus, May 2022. Now, look, I didn't actually even see this original tweet. I had heard about what happened through the grapevine, and apparently, like, he deleted this tweet. And then a bunch of articles came out about it. He later backtracked on this and said he was talking about a comic book series. But weirdly, that day, Friday, okay, the Hollywood Reporter puts out a thing, I think it's every Friday, called Heat Vision. And it's like just a little article. And by the way, look at how, like, this bright-ass white screen of huge text on this monitor, look what it does to my complexion. Look at this. Look at the difference. Y'all don't know what it's like to be this white and Polish? Look. Hey, that's me. Ah! Oh, okay, that's much better. Ah! Anyway, this piece on Friday, which again I think comes out every Friday, corroborated the rumor that Obi-Wan Kenobi's coming out in May. It says right here, and just before we hit send on the newsletter, we saw a flurry of sites writing about the now deleted tweet revealing the May debut of hotly anticipated. I actually love that word, hyphenated. I've never seen that shit before. That is dope. Hotly anticipated. I'm going to use that in some clickbait YouTube video titles. Obi-Wan Kenobi Disney Plus series. Our own sourcing corroborates the rumor, but it's not official until it's official. Dude, what? And get me off of the screen just quickly so my skin complexion goes back to... Okay, cool. Okay. This is wild. I'm just going to be completely honest with you about sort of what I've been hearing about this show, what's going on with this, etc., okay? So, I originally thought that, yes, Kenobi would drop in May. In fact, I thought it would drop on May the 4th, and I thought that they would do a 2-episode thing with Moon Knight for its premiere, okay? Now, one of the reasons I thought that was just some sort of buzz that I was hearing. It was pretty loose. And then when Grace tweeted about it and then deleted her tweet talking about it, I was like, whoa, like, to me, that felt like a signal that was indeed going to be the case. And I think we even talked about it on a stream. In fact, unless I'm mistaken, it was like 2 or 3 weeks ago, we even did a stream where it was like show updates, and we were talking about Bad Batch Season 2, and we were talking about how Ahsoka was filming next month, etc., etc. Some of that we're going to retread today. The point is, I was at that time convinced that, yes, Obi-Wan Kenobi would release in May. Then, one of my favorite people on the internet that you'll never know who it actually is, Dude Trust Me Bro. So Dude Trust Me Bro hits me up and is like, nah, fam, that's not going to happen. I think Bad Batch might happen around that time, but Kenobi likely to be moved into the summer. I reached out to some other people, and I had heard some other folks say, I've heard multiple dates. A couple of them actually are in May, but a couple other ones are summer. And I think that internally there was just some discussion on whether or not the thing would be ready. And I think that particularly with Kenobi, Disney absolutely realizes what a big deal that show is. And they have been doing a lot of work on the show to make it look absolutely incredible, to make it as a show absolutely incredible. Now, with this coming out last week and happening, it now strongly feels like I'm so. Do you understand what I'm doing with you guys right here? This is story time. I'm trying to explain to you what my perspective on this has been. I was like, yes, it's going to be May. Maybe not. Dude, trust me, bro, saying maybe later. Then this happens with this guy. I strongly feel it will come out in May. Now, we don't even know if it will actually come out on May the 4th. Okay? In fact, it might not. It could come out late May, and this could be for a couple of different reasons. But I think that obviously that May the 4th date is really important, and I think that maybe they should do something cool May the 4th regardless, and that's a discussion for a different time. But as far as we understand it, it does seem like, yes, Kenobi will be releasing in May. Okay. Now, for just a brief moment here, before we get into the other updates about the shows, because there's a couple other things I want to talk about. Let's talk about if we think there's going to be a trailer for Kenobi or some new footage on for Kenobi during the Super Bowl. I'm here on an article on the Direct. And you know what? Also, we have to figure out, guys. Like, would y'all come watch another Super Bowl stream? Okay. And I'm going to do a poll, actually. I want to do a poll just to see. Because last year for the Super Bowl, we did a stream. And it was actually a legendary stream. It was one of the best streams we've ever done. And we were waiting for MCU trailers. And actually, we didn't get any of the trailers we thought we were going to get. But we ended up having a hilarious time streaming. Every time there was a commercial break, I was like, oh, are we going to get it? Are we going to get it? And we pretty much got blue-balled all night on the trailer, but it ended up being really funny. We gave some commentary about, the game itself as we were watching it together. And so that was really, really fun. But my thing is, that was also still real Rona times. And nobody was doing anything or really having parties. And so I think that was part of the reason why that stream was so good. I guess what I'm saying is should I do a Super Bowl stream, or is everyone going to be partying and doing their own thing? It's fine either way. I'm not mad. You know what I'm saying? I just want to know if we should do a stream on Sunday. And also, dude, man, I tell you, I don't know what's up with YouTube lately. I legitimately don't know what's going on, because I just pulled up the chat and it was the beginning of the stream. Where y'all were still gambling. In fact, I got triggered. I just looked at the chat, I got triggered, and I was like, yo, are we gambling again somehow? You know what I mean? Would you come to a Super Bowl, I guess I'm going to get sued, stream? And just yes or no. Give me a just a real, and it's all good either way. I don't even care really. I'll stream if y'all want to stream, and we'll do it big. But if not, it's cool. I'll sit on the couch with my gut just hanging out, eating chicken wings and hoping for a trailer. I mean, I think kind of either way, I'm going to probably have to work, right? Because if there's a dope trailer, I got to do some kind of content about it. So if I'm going to be working anyways, maybe we just stream. But yeah, so let me know with that, okay? Now, this is a really cool article from the Direct because it's sort of breaking down the probabilities and possibilities of what we'll see on the Super Bowl as far as trailers. Warner Brothers and Sony and Apple are sitting out. That's kind of interesting. So no Warner Brothers stuff. You know, I don't care. By the way, really funny moment on the podcast with Matt where we were talking about Batman. He was just getting so hyped up, and then I was like, yeah, maybe. He was like, yeah, no, it's gonna be like the grand. I was like, yeah, maybe. Yeah, it's pretty funny. But yeah, so that's not happening. Best bets, and I think this is kind of interesting. And we'll talk more about this, but yeah, I do think we're gonna get these two. I think you're gonna get a new spot for Doc Strange. I think you're gonna get a new spot for Moon Knight. But you know what's kind of interesting is the possibility of a Disney Plus sizzler reel type of a thing. And if I'm being honest, I don't actually expect a Kenobi trailer, and maybe like that'll change. Like if something comes out this week and somebody's like, "Oh, Kenobi trailer," you know, for sure. If dude, trust me, bro, hits me up, I'm gonna be like, "Bro, you've been wrong a lot." But anyway, tell me what's up. I don't think you're gonna get a Kenobi trailer, but I do think you could get a sizzler trailer, and I do think you could get your first look at Kenobi in such a little reel. And I wonder how you guys would feel about that. Like, I wonder if you would be upset. I wouldn't care at all. I'm so fucking thirsty for any frame of Kenobi, to be honest with you. Yeah. So that's kind of a thing that might happen. Now, look, I want to just briefly talk about the Kenobi series, okay? Without going too far into potential rumor spoilers and things of that nature. This show, and it's funny because we're about to talk about Kenobi and we're going to talk about Andor. I've said this before, but the thing I find most interesting about these two shows is that they were announced, if you'll recall, they were announced a long time ago. They were actually the initial Disney Plus shows that Disney was talking about. And there was an event where they came out and said, we're finally doing it, Kenobi, you know, with Ewan and you know, they brought K2SO dude out and they brought out the homie. Not good on names today, Chet. I guess we're both having a Monday. It's okay. For me, it's not okay for you, dude. One more strike and you're out of here. Yeah, so they brought those guys out. My point is this. Those things came out and were announced a long time ago. However, since the time that those shows were first being worked on, a lot has happened and a lot has changed for Lucasfilm. Number one, the Mandalorian came out and was dope. And they sort of grabbed up Deborah Chow from that show and placed her upon Kenobi. They also did a lot of reworking and rewriting for the Kenobi show itself. And I've talked about this before. It's a rumor. But the idea was that originally the Kenobi show was going to be a show focused around the idea of finding Obi-Wan, but that Ewan himself or even Obi-Wan as a character would not really be in that show. He might be at the very end of the show. It was going to follow this like girl that was like looking for him. Okay. Terrible idea. And luckily, from what I've heard, again, Jon Favreau played an important role in getting that show to not be its horrible, whack-ass version and to actually be a good version of the show now that I think will satisfy a lot more fans. But from what we're hearing about the show now, it is so far from that original show, it's kind of bizarre. Like, it's like one thing I keep talking about, and I've said it a lot on Nerd Theory and other streams, the Inquisitors. And I think the Inquisitors are going to be a huge part of this show. And I think also in this whole sense of the Filoni-verse, this thing we've been talking about, the connective tissue, the Inquisitors may be in more than just Kenobi. And you might see the Inquisitors pop up in several live-action Star Wars things, which I think would be awesome. And from what I've heard, the Inquisitors look dope as hell. Okay? You're also getting, Hayden and Ewan, and we've heard about an absolutely epic fight that the two will have. Vader versus Kenobi. It's going to be absolutely crazy. Which, again, adjusts canon, retroactively changes the continuity. My stance. Who gives a shit? Let's just have fun. Let's go. I think Kenobi is going to be just as epic as we were expecting, and perhaps even crazier than anything. Imagine the prequels sort of distilled the very best of what Star Wars Disney Plus is doing right now. All the tech, all of it, and I think you get some kind of an idea of what to expect with regards to the Kenobi show. And I guess that's kind of all I want to say about it for now. We will, of course, keep you guys appraised and updated with all the crazy stuff going on with that. Now, let's talk about Andor for a second, okay? This is pretty interesting to me, and a couple of different things I want to get into with regards to Andor. Y'all know this guy? Y'all know this dude? Stellan Skarsgård. He recently said, and it kind of made some buzz out there for Star Wars fans, he admitted that they were going to be doing a Season 2 for Andor, and that Season 2 was going to be filming this year. Which is crazy, and I saw some of you guys already talking about this in chat, before we got started. That's pretty wild that they would greenlight a show like this before we even saw the first episode, right? And what's kind of wild to me, guys, is just like Kenobi, this is kind of the point I was trying to make, just like Kenobi is now so much different than its original version and fits more in line with the current vision of Star Wars, particularly on Disney Plus. Andor also has adjusted and grown and changed over the course of this time. And I think the new vision for what Andor is going to be and what it could be moving forward is going to be pretty cool. Andor is uniquely positioned to serve as sort of a hub show for a lot of the questions and content that will be explored on Disney Plus. Andor, leading up to Rogue One, we know that's where he's going to go, but he's also involved in the rebellion and fighting against the Empire since he was very, very young. I think he says, 7 years old, 6 years old in the movie or something like that. And so that's a large time period where you can do a ton of interesting things. Like a lot of interesting things, talking about Mon Mothma and other interesting characters. The rumors of all the characters that could be popping up here are pretty wild. This dude slipped up in an interview and said that is getting multiple seasons. This actually corroborates a report from a couple of weeks back where somebody said that not only is it going to get multiple seasons, I heard 3 at least, but the dude that came in and saved Solo, what was that guy's name? Not Gareth, but the other guy that they came in. Tony Gilroy. Tony Gilroy is apparently attached to all of these seasons, which is pretty wild. So it's going to be pretty hyped. Another interesting thing that I'm going to throw out there, and I just want to throw it out there kind of again, because some of these things I say get a lot of weird backlash. Often people just when I was first talking about Ahsoka and all these different characters popping up in Mandalorian, Bo-Katan, etc., and then even recently with Luke being in the Book of Boba Fett. I understand how outlandish and wild these things can seem, but we're not just ass pulling stuff over here. I want to say again that Uncle George is involved in Andor. Okay? George Lucas is involved in Andor. And it might just be something as simple as he gave notes on the writing of particular characters. But it potentially could be more than that. Okay? So, when you start to, pull some of these ideas together, right? When you start to really think about some of these things that are going on, it's pretty wild. Andor, multiple seasons, big deal for Lucasfilm on Disney+. George Lucas coming back and involved in the show in some capacity. I think Andor gonna be a big show. Do you know what I mean? Gonna be a big show. Very excited for the potential and the possibility of that show, okay? Let's move into Ahsoka. Ahsoka. So, this actually did come out a couple of weeks ago. I just kind of want to refresh us on this. And I want to talk about how this ties into a little tease from the latest episode of Book of Boba Fett, okay? By the way, do you know where that George Lucas story comes from? It's the Illuminati. And let me just say that the Illuminati has incredible sources. They're usually spot on with this shit. And I think they know more than they lead on. I'm just going to say it. I think they know more than they lead on. I've been reading some of their articles lately, and it says, hey, here's a theory about this maybe happening. And I'm like, theory? Or you're just trying not to get the ire of Kevin Feige? Y'all tell me. But don't really tell me. You know what I mean? Protect yourself, of course. But I'm just saying that my point. I don't even know what I'm saying, okay? Everybody just relax. The Bespin Bulletin reports that Production Weekly has March 2022 as the starting of filming on Ahsoka. The TV and movie production database is usually pretty reliable when it comes to time frames of when projects are planning on beginning their production. Sources for the site also claim filming will run until fall of 2022 with spring 2023 as a release window. Of course, this would come after The Mandalorian Season 3. I haven't talked about Mandalorian Season 3 today, and I'm not going to. But yes, if all goes according to plan, that should come out this Christmas, and then you would be getting Ahsoka early next year, okay? Now, the Ahsoka show is sounding to be insane. And if you think about the fact that it's Dave, writing, and you think about what Dave did in this latest episode of Book of Boba Fett, and you think about everything we've been talking about, all the stuff we've been talking about, when it comes to Star Wars, Filoni-verse, connective tissue, etc., Ahsoka's about to pop off, bro. Ahsoka will be nuts. Hayden Christensen, Anakin Skywalker, going to be in Ahsoka. Barriss Offee, according to the Illuminati, again, going to be in Ahsoka. Okay? Barriss Offee was just teased in that latest episode of Ahsoka during the Jedi Temple scene. Now, we don't know for sure. That could be reaching, but a lot of people think that was the sort of crest or symbol of Barriss Offee. That there might be something like that going on. While details have been scarce about the series, we've managed to uncover truly exciting information, especially for fans of the Clone Wars. According to our sources, Ahsoka is looking to cast Barriss Offee. She is listed as a lead character in her 20s to 30, and they are looking to cast Asian woman for the role. In the Clone Wars, Barriss Offee was voiced by Meredith Salinger, who played Nilini in the Attack of the Clones. Barriss Offee was a Padawan alongside Ahsoka before graduating to Jedi Knight. She trained under Master Luminara, bonded with Ahsoka, and then betrayed her. Right? She allowed her to be framed for the attack, etc., etc. We know about Barriss. You're supposed to have Thrawn. You're supposed to have Ezra. You're supposed to have Anakin, maybe even Ewan. Some flashbacks to Clone Wars stuff. And I also want to say it. I'm a little ADD all over this today, but I also want to say that I think that shot in Boba of the Jedi Temple, that could be from another show. That Jedi Temple type stuff that we're likely to see in Kenobi, maybe even in Ahsoka, that stuff had been shot around the same time, let's just say. So, Ahsoka, filming right now. It's obvious that Ahsoka's got a big role to play in all of this. She was just in Book of Boba Fett, totally to my surprise, actually. And you're starting to see how all this stuff could be tied together. How the connective tissue of Das Filoniverse is setting us up for a rather exciting year of Star Wars. I mean, especially if Ahsoka comes out, right? So let's talk about the possibilities, right? So let's say we get Kenobi in May, and then we get Andor maybe October-ish time, and then maybe Mandalorian Season 3 in that end of year spot. Then maybe next May you have Ahsoka coming out, right? And then the following year you're probably going to have Andor Season 2. Potentially Mando Season 4, but I don't know. We'll see where that all goes. You know what I mean? You've got all these other shows, too, like Acolyte and stuff like that. It's just crazy, man. And I think, again, even though Star Wars and Lucasfilm has been pretty quiet, and I've been frustrated often with the way they choose to promote or not promote their coming projects, I think at the end of the day, there's just so much damn good stuff coming, man. It's crazy. Imagine if Ahsoka is even slightly to the level of Book of Boba Fett as far as other characters and things coming in, you know? And the fact also that they have all of these actors and actresses filming all of this stuff in a sort of rotation using stagecraft, the possibilities become really, really interesting. That's all I'll say. The possibilities become really, really interesting, and I just think it's definitely time to get quite excited about what Star Wars is doing again. And yes, there are problems with Star Wars, there are issues with Star Wars, but I think things are beginning to turn around. A couple other things I want to go over, then we'll get into Q&A. Let me see here. Where's this? Where's this thing I wanted to show you guys? Just something that I thought was kind of interesting. Oh, you know what? Let's just pull it up here. So I believe this was Bryce that shared this. Let's see. Yeah. So this is a really cool, heartwarming photograph of the young actress who was playing the little baby Greedo, you know? And I think this is really sweet, but it also illustrates, and I wanted to kind of bring up, that this is obviously not Pedro Pascal. And oh baby, if Pedro was anywhere near this set when these photos were being taken, you can guarantee he would be in these photographs, right? So I bring this up just to sort of illustrate, again, something that we had been talking about that I think most reasonable people understand it likely be the case. I don't think Pedro shot anything for the Book of Boba Fett. And you know what else I was thinking about too? This is just a tangent. I know some of you guys get so triggered when I bring up the possibility of friction between Pedro and some people at Lucasfilm. And that's okay. You know, that's fine. I was thinking about this too. This is just thinking out loud. Isn't it interesting that they chose to expand the story with Grogu and Din in a show called Book of Boba Fett, where they would not have to pay Pedro as though he were a lead, and there were no sort of contractual obligations due to the fact that he is the lead for the show. I'm just going to put that out there. I don't know. I don't know. But I just think it's interesting to consider that John and Dave decided to literally tell major beats in the story of the character of Din Djarin, and Pedro was not that involved, and it was in a show not called The Mandalorian, not tied to all these different contracts that would mean certain things with as far as working with Pedro. I'm just going to say that. And I'm also going to say, in the nicest way possible, shut your mouth when you're talking to me. We fucking been on it. You don't know what you're talking about. Anyway, okay, so there's that. Was there something else, Chet? Why do I feel like there was something else? I feel like there was something else. Man, what was it? What was it? Man. Shit, I don't remember. Okay, that's fine. If it's a big enough deal, we'll talk about it later. Okay, let's check the results of this poll. So here's the deal. I mean, see, it's like 57% of the 650 people. I mean, that's a decent amount of people that would come, but it's also like a lot of y'all that wouldn't come to a Super Bowl stream or whatever. I think we'll probably do it. Let me think about it. I'm like 70-30 on it. Okay, I'm like 70-30 on it. Okay. All right, so before we get into Q&A, a couple of different things I want to say. I want to say, of course, that today's stream and all the streams over here are brought to you by the lovely people in chat you see with a badge next to their name, and I see a couple of new people that have joined today. The Nerd Vengers. You get a ton of different benefits for being a Nerd Venger. You get 20% off our Teespring merch store. You get to hang out with us with behind-the-scenes streams like today at 1 p.m. where we will go live with just Nerd Vengers, and I'll talk about some super secret awesome things. So there's that. Wednesday night stream, 7 p.m. We just hang out with members. And then Fridays for the Nerd Vengers at the Prime level. You get a ton of different benefits, the badges, the emojis, all that sort of stuff. But there are strange reports out there. Hashtag not financial advice. But that, people's finances get in order. Their portfolio turns around. The recession could potentially be prevented by becoming a Nerd Venger. Again, hashtag not financial advice. I'm not a doctor, but there's all these discussions about health, being well, not getting sick, and all these different things out there. And I'm going to say something, again, I'm not a doctor, more controversial than any of the things you've heard in the past year when it comes to, what the fuck I'm talking about. Shut your mouth. Listen to this. This whole situation would be solved if everybody just became a Nerd Venger. I said it! I said it! Come for me! Censor. Get mad. And all of it. Again, look, hashtag not financial advice. I'm not a doctor. Just everybody relax. Become a Nerd Venger today. Support the content over here. Do it. Yeah. That's right. It solved John's ED problem, which hearing that is now giving me an ED problem, but that's okay. Look, it's all good. Just do it, and also do it. Get grandma on board. You know what I mean? Grandma deserves some love. tonight. I also just want to say, guys, you know what? Just because it's so cool, just because literally this merch is not just good, it's like really good. I'm taking off the flan. Oh! Wow, that even hurt my ears. I'm sorry about that. If you have headphones on, my bad. If you want to look this badass, good luck. But it'll help if you get this cool bomber jacket. Check this out. Premium merchandise. Made right here in America. It's made in America. Go check it out. Go to thedenofnerdsmerch.com. Support the channel. Support fellow nerd venture Brian Bufka. Fellow Polak. You bet your dupa. And get this merch. And shut your mouth. Okay. Okay, let's get into Q&A. And of course, yes, super chats also help. They help keep the lights on for the world in these dark times. Yeah, that's right. I said it. Okay, so we're gonna talk about this Pablo thing. I don't know fully what's going on, but I am not shy about sharing my opinions about Pablo Hidalgo or the entire situation with them over there. Okay, so let me shrink that down a little bit, put that down there. That looks a little bit better. Okay, now also too, turn it down a little bit, Chet. Jesus, there was also a super chat that came in before this. I want to say it was Orange Grove. Before I actually switched it over. So let me tackle that one real quick. Then we'll talk about Pablo. I'm sure you guys have some thoughts about Pablo Hidalgo. Okay. Where's this first soupy at? Okay, first hit today was indeed Orange Grove 55. $5 Holla says, love your content. Your deepfake Luke livestream was seriously brilliant. Probably because you went to film school. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Yeah, it was a good stream, man. I love those kind of moments where something pops off and it's interesting. I have something interesting to say, and everybody seems to be interested in hearing a bunch of opinions about it. So it's just kind of like a nice moment where last week we did a bunch of guys, this is like 4 or 5 streams in a row with Star Wars as the main topic, and so, maybe the Marvel fans are feeling a little bit like, dude, what the fuck? But for the most part, I think we're all just kind of enjoying the ride. You know, we do ebb and flow here, back and forth a lot between these sort of things, and when it's heavy Marvel, Star Wars gets kind of put on the back burner, and etc. etc. But you know, for me to be able to actually be enthusiastic about several of these streams and talk about Star Wars and be hyped up, yeah, man, it's great. So really appreciate that. Thank you for that. Now let's get into this one. MTS 1993. Did you hear about Pablo Hidalgo possibly being canned by Lucasfilm? I did hear this. I've watched a couple of different videos about it. I think Jay and some other people were some of the first people to sort of notice this, that this was going on. And I think at this point we don't know. We don't know. I don't even know if Theory and I will talk about it tonight. Maybe he won't want to. Maybe he will want to. So maybe we'll chat about it tonight. Here's my take on Hidalgo. Let's talk personal first, then we'll talk from a business perspective. Personally, I really don't like the guy. It's not just because of what happened with Theory. Obviously, I felt like that was like a bridge too far. And not just that, a really boneheaded thing to do from a business perspective, but we'll get there in a second. So I really don't like the dude. I often tell you this nebulous tale because I can't be specific about it, unfortunately. But I will say that Pablo Hidalgo has done some pretty messed up stuff to several people in the Star Wars community on both sides. On both sides. The people that support the sequels and just, want to have fun, and the people that don't like the sequels and are grumpy, and then all the people that have shades of that in the middle, right? The non-monolithic many. I just think there's some things I know personally about Hidalgo, some of the things that he has done that disgust me and that would shock you, okay? And so I don't like Pablo Hidalgo. I don't fucking like him. Now, from the business perspective, let's talk about it from a business angle. He should have been fired a long time ago. It is absolutely boneheaded that this dude and people like him are able to continuously stir shit up on social media, and Lucasfilm isn't able to acknowledge that that's not just a problem on social media, it's a problem for the brand. I think if they fired Pablo, it is a sign that maybe, hopefully, that they are starting to understand this and they're taking steps. Now, they've done this before. Technically, this is what happened with Gina. I know there's like gray area there. Was she even fired? Maybe her contract was just not renewed. What was the deal with that? What was the deal with that statement they came out and made about Gina really early on, right? Like super weird stuff. Some people think that was Pablo Hidalgo, actually, that had made that statement. Regardless, there's Gina, there's Chuck Wendig. Okay, we got to bring up Chuck. We got to bring up Chuck Wendig, to be fair, because Disney has cut from the crazy left as well. Right? So we got to be fair. They have actually identified before employees under contract with them whose conduct on social media has been either brand damaging or in violation of the contracts they have with Lucasfilm. Okay? I don't know what's going on with Pablo. Some people are suggesting that it's actually like the J.J. Abrams thing, and that when he talked about J.J. and Hosnian Prime and the blowing up Coruscant and all these things, that, believe it or not, that was actually the last straw for Lucasfilm. I don't know. I think we're going to have to wait and see. Many people are pointing out that the fact that he removed all of his stuff from that public Twitter that he had, that actually does, like, that's something a company would make you do. You know what I mean? Like, immediately. So, maybe. It's also possible he's still going to be there and just be doing his thing. And I think that, generally speaking, anything that diminishes the role that the story group had and gives Dave more control, which is really what happened when Dave got his promotion, that's good shit. I'm not here to campaign for Pablo to be fired. That's not what I'm doing. And I've actually never really wanted to do that. But I think I've always been consistent with my opinion about not only him, but the way I view public relations with Lucasfilm. I tend to, and I know many of you guys get maybe triggered by this, I tend to lean in the direction that a lot of the conduct that happened around the time of the sequels was really bad PR. Regardless of how fans are acting about the content, you cannot engage with them at that level. It's a bad look. It makes you look horrible, and it also really super pisses off and galvanizes a bunch of fans. I think a great example of how to handle borderline toxicity or blatant toxicity in a fandom is the way that 343 is currently handling the Halo Infinite situation. Halo Infinite fans, very vocal. I actually had to unsubscribe to the Halo subreddit because it was just constant, like, fucking 343, bro, like just all day. They listened. They tried to digest the difference between actual feedback and just trolling and shit posting. And they'd work to address the problems, and they took it on the chin unfortunately, that is a part of the job. You have to take it on the chin. You have to be the adult in the room. So I say all that to say, I think Pablo and many others fucked up back then. Pablo specifically, though, has done many things over the course of years that I think have been maybe him just being a cranky dude, ultimately. Maybe it's not this huge judgment on him as a person, but in the world we live in where we only know him through social media and those engagements, just a brand nightmare, in my opinion. So, yeah, that's all I got on that. Scott Strong says, watched the episode with my girlfriend who's never heard of Luke Soka, and she points out how Luke's eyes look up and down before asking if he'd see her again. Oh, man. Again, I just want to say, if you are a fan of trolling Star Wars theory, whoa, what's that? If you are a fan of, oh, you guys didn't even see it because it's not the actual screen. That was like a tease that I didn't even, hang on now. Hang on now. I want to tease something out here. Anyway, if you are a fan of Luke Soka and trolling Star Wars theory, just come on by. Come on by Nerd Theory tonight. Yeah, Scott Strong, that's pretty crazy. I mean, come on, man. It's obvious chemistry there, you know? Fucking sparks flying all over the place, bro. Yeah. Dorian Trussell, very generous $20 holla, says, Andor hype, it's getting multiple seasons. Kenobi, Josh, you the best. Excelsior. Hey, thanks, man. I really appreciate that. Dorian, you're always very nice over here with the support, the very nice things to say and all that. Yeah. Appreciate you, man. Pretty Nikki says, do a Super Bowl stream and take my money. I think I will. Do a Super Bowl stream. I think it's going down. I might even wear this dope bomber jacket. Thank you, Pretty Nikki. Always good to see you in the tower. Moist Jalapeno. Whoo, what a name. Welcome to the Nerd Vengers. You are a Nerd Venger now. Feel the power. You know? Feel the success. You know? Hot damn, Moist Jalapeno. You're already on fire with the name choice. Now you're on fire with everything. Pretty epic. Ryan says, hey, Josh, longtime fan of the channel, just secured a new job with way better pay, so I'm excited to support more often. Keep up the great content. Well, first of all, congratulations on the new job. That's always a big deal, man. And more pay, more good. Of course, make sure you're taking care of yourself, taking care of everything you need. The support is always appreciated, but don't feel as though you need to. But man, that's cool, man. Sometimes new jobs, it can be scary. Sometimes it has like a honeymoon kind of period thing, you know. Regardless, man, I hope it's really enjoyable for you, and I hope you feel more secure and you feel just generally better. You know what I mean? Improvement and progress is a big part of life. It's a big part of feeling happy is making progress. So congratulations. The Exodus says, with a $5 holla, says, been into spoiler culture since 2002, en route to Attack of the Clones. Glad to become a member and support my fix. But how do I send member chats? I'm not 100% sure. I think it's an option when you go to send a super chat. I think it's in there as an option. That's all I got. And they're milestones, so maybe like you can only send one a month or something like that. Not 100% sure on that, actually. Prince Zodiac says with a $5 says, somebody tell Disney to greenlight a 2-hour finale for Moon Knight and slap a Kenobi trailer right in the middle. Woo! Take my money, hashtag recast T'Challa, hashtag save T'Challa. Damn, dude. 2-hour finale for Moon Knight? That'd be wild. Slap a Kenobi trailer right in the middle? Hot damn. That would be great. That would be great. And yeah, man, I appreciate you. Appreciate the support. And indeed, recast T'Challa. I want a multiversal T'Challa in Multiverse of Madness, or We Riot. Okay, Flatbrush Zombie. Welcome to the Nerdvengers. You are a Nerdvenger now. Make your way around the tower. Feel the power. Maybe go bet on a horse race or something. You know, not financial advice, but you know, your luck's improved by 600%. Renee Ramo says, can you put the website for new merch in the chat, please? Yes, I can. It is the Den of Nerds merch.com. But Renee, boom. There it is. And I'm going to pin it. I'll pin it for you, my friend. Okay. And also, thanks for being a member for 20 months, bro. That's crazy, Renee. I remember seeing your video when we fought against Disney and all the X-Wings and stuff, man. Remember that? That was good stuff. Ethan Varga, member for 3 months, says, hey, Josh, thanks for being the best YouTuber out there. Also, Ligma! Man, you had me in the first half there, bro. Thank you. CY98 with a $5 house says, why would Lucas be involved in Andor but not in Kenobi? Because he created the character of Obi-Wan. He had nothing to do with Andor. Oh, so CY. I understand your lack of faith. But I'm reporting to you right now. And actually, it comes from the Illuminati, okay? And I actually had a... It comes from the Illuminati, okay? And also, George Lucas is my uncle. So, shut your mouth when you're talking to me. Thank you for your 5. And, I'm getting pretty good at telling people I told you so. So, yeah. But you followed up and says, how extensive do you think the Mandoverse will tie to the sequels? That's actually a great question. And one of the things that I'm putting in the video today. Oh, by the way, big finale preview video today. And also, please give it a shot because we're working with a new editor. Actually, a fellow Nerdvenger, Just Fernie, is going to help us do like an edit on that. I'm going to help out and stuff too. But yeah, check that out. You know, give a little love to Fernie. And also, if there's some things you want us to do better or whatever in the video, let us know on that. So that'll be really, really cool. Mandoverse ties to the sequels. I mean, it's going to tie to the sequels just because it's a whole canon. So we will arrive at the sequels. I also am really interested to see, is Ben Solo going to be in the finale? You know what I mean? Like, is Han going to be in the finale? That's kind of an interesting question. To me, it's almost more interesting. Will we see Ben, you know, and that idea put into the finale? So extensive. I mean, I don't think they're going to like be super heavy handed with it, but it's very obviously going to lead to the sequels. And again, I don't know what to tell people. I don't know what to do for you. A lot of you are like, no, you know, and I get it. Again, I don't even like those movies. I recently rewatched them. I like them even less than I used to. It's almost like every time I visit them, I like them less and less. However, they happened. That's canon. So, yeah. Ross says, thanks for checking out my new single, bro. If any Nerdvengers dig real hip-hop, check it out. Also, can't wait for this epic Book of Boba Fett finale. Bring on Thrawn. Yeah, so Ross sent me his new single via Twitter, and it's pretty dope. I mean, I'm not trying to get copy struck, but I'll play just a little bit of it right here, you know what I mean? Hang on, pause that. I love this boom bap. I'm a big fan of boom bap.
Grind hard, make you find God. Subsidiary comps under the court. Lions Roar, Jeff Ford, I'm fighting the courts. Horseshoes for the Porsche, beloved just bought. Nanobots, nano.
Okay, let's not get copy struck though. And I don't even know. Like maybe you use a sample in there. That's some. I'm not worried about you, bro. You know what I mean? It's these other vampires. Anyway, check it out, man. Check it out. Frontline Generals. Yeah. Frontline Generals with a Z at the end. It's good stuff. Check it out. And I'm hoping for some Thrawn myself, bro. I am. Joe B. I'm so hyped for this next episode of Book of Boba Fett. I need more Star Wars. I know. It's such a cool... Man, it's so cool to be in this spot where we're all excited again and getting hyped up. It's like the night before Christmas. This next episode... I mean, it's wild, bro. It's wild. I can't wait to experience it with you guys, for sure. Gabe the Mercenary, welcome to the Nerd Vengers. You are a Nerd Venger now. Make your way around the tower. Get comfy. Feel the power within. Coachella Coastal member for 20 months. I appreciate all that support, brother. Says Super Bowl stream is a must. Last year was too classic. It was pretty fun. It was fun, man. That was a fun stream. Yeah, I think we'll do it. Okay. Let's see here. What's this one say here? Prince Zodiac says, hey, brother, do you think that the fan-servicey nature of Disney's major IPs, though done well, could be a result of Chapek's company-wide memo last year? So that's an interesting question. I guess the best way to answer that is no. And again, I've been saying since the time of Rise of Skywalker that I had been hearing that Lucasfilm particularly was already sort of having a talking to and already like learned their lesson, and they were looking to emulate a lot of what Marvel was doing. Which, to be honest with you, like every major IP should be trying to do that. It's obviously what's working. So I think there's been a big push within Lucasfilm and within a lot of other major companies to just generally do better. Do I think that Chapek has something to do? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's very hard for me to be like, yes, Chapek, it has something to do with that. No, I think that was already in play. And I think they're finally just coming around to getting a lot of that stuff out there. That's my personal opinion on that. I know maybe some people are like, Chapek's coming in there and fucking changing things and cleaning house. I just don't know how true that is. Darth Crypto says, Grogu grabs the lightsaber equals sequel trilogy erased. No. But I know many of you are saying that and hoping for that. You know what I mean? Let's see here. Boss DM'd you on Twitter for the raffle win last week. Also, May 17th for Obi-Wan. Same day release as Revenge of the Sith back in the day. Alex, just please remind me and hit me again on Twitter for the win. We have all the items there ready to go. And I did send everything to Elisa to start making the shipping stuff. I'm just not 100% what you won without getting in there and looking at that. And I know I still have this $200 gift card. Somebody won the gift card, and I still I got it. It's still yours. So, yeah, I'm not sure which one it was for you particularly. May 17th, Revenge of the Sith. That'd be kind of fun. I haven't heard anything about that. Maybe May the 4th is just too hard for me to. I'm fixated on it. I'm stuck on it. MJ Seahawk with a very generous $10 holler says the Kennedy verse is trash. I need a Back to the Future timeline change. Let's erase it and bring in the age of Grogu. Yeah, again, like just not gonna happen. I think, it's really weird to me because, man, I guess like for me, it's just really, really hard for me to wrap my head around why you think a major franchise would do that. Like, why would a major franchise or company do that? They spent billions of dollars on the sequel stuff. It's in fact going to be the opposite of that. It's in fact going to be a lot more sequel stuff in an attempt to make all of their investment into the original sequel trilogy stuff potentially better. I'm not saying that's the smartest move to make, but that's what they're going to do. You know what I mean? And the Age of Grogu, sure. I mean, Grogu's very cute, you know, and definitely a big draw to a lot of Star Wars content. But yeah, man, it's not gonna happen, bro. I don't know. What do you want me to say? How many times do you want me to say it? It's not gonna happen. Fems says, can you view members only streams on replay? You absolutely can. In fact, if you go to look at the videos on the channel, you'll actually, well, I think this will be the if you're a member and you do this for sure, they'll pop up like sort of just with all the other videos. It'll be like members only vid here, members only vid here, and you can go back and watch as many of those as you want. So the answer to your question is yes. And also, I can't read this last super chat here. And also, why is my chat so behind? Because sequel sucks. I'm trolling. I mean, it's all good. Like, dude, I don't like the sequels. But this idea that you're going to retcon all of that canon, I mean, it's just crazy, dude. Like, I don't know where that... I don't even know where that really started from. Or, like, who were the first people that thought that would actually happen? Do you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of weird. Okay, let me try to get into this last super chat here from the Exodus. Odds we get a Grogu reference in Kenobi, I would say 70%. I'm not sold on that being a thing. I'm far more I actually think it's way more likely that you will see Ahsoka, and maybe even a young Ahsoka, and some sort of Clone Wars-y stuff in Clone Wars. That I feel pretty confident about. So let's just get into the chat. I'm just trying to get the chat pulled up in a way that I can actually see it. Okay, so yeah, let's just chill in the chat. What is going on? What else is happening, guys? What's on your mind? I'll take a couple of questions and then we'll get out of here. Pablo was probably being protected by Kathy or the PR director that recently retired. I mean, maybe. I think in general, see, that's kind of a weird statement, because I think that you actually want a company culture where executives more or less try to go to bat and protect people in the company, especially if they're legacy. So I'm not necessarily bothered by Kathy or a PR person trying to protect Pablo. I get that. I think especially if it was Kathy, because she's just so boomerish, like, and out of touch, maybe she doesn't necessarily acknowledge why it's so much of a problem. I'm interested if it is happening and if he was let go. How big of a deal was the Theory thing? Because I thought that was super egregious, but, you know, I don't know if it's a fireable offense necessarily. But then also him, like, continuing to do all this little stuff with, like, the JJ thing. You know what I mean? And, like yeah, you don't need to do that. You stirred up a whole fucking thing. And, of course, Theory is... you know, finds himself at sort of the center or the nexus of some of these things, but I think that's just due to his platform. But yeah, it's interesting, man. I don't think anybody, like, firing somebody and, like, losing your job, like just to be totally, like, transparent, I'm not usually a big fan of that. And I think, like, someone's livelihood and, you know, that kind of stuff, like, that's kind of messed up. But I definitely think that if there was ever a person that with just a pattern of behavior sort of showed you over and over again that they're probably not somebody you want representing you out there as a brand, it's Pablo. Vic Tenix. Yeah, I don't know. The $1 holla. Thanks for that. Geologist B says, hello from Park City, Utah, Josh. Hey, Josh, I'm proud of you and the progress you had on the live streams. Congratulations on the baby. Hit that like button. Let's go. Plus, P.S. Alyssa. It's actually Elisa, but I know when we say it fast, maybe it sounds like Elisa, but it's Elisa. But also, it's all good, and thank you. Yeah, Park City, man. Do you guys have a ton of snow over there? And yeah, thanks, man. These streams have been going really, really well, and the streaming channel seems to be, in some ways, popping. So we're here for it. We're really excited about it. I love doing this stuff, and I think that I have a lot of fun engaging in streams and having fun and just being silly. And it tends to. Some people are into it. Some people keep showing up, so we're gonna keep doing it. Chet, what are you doing with the music, bro? You're killing me. I'm not even gonna tell you to leave. I don't even care. Just sit there and do nothing. I'll take it from here. Dorian Truss with a $20 holla, super generous, man, says, Kenobi series feels like a love letter to the fans. The cameo of Cad Bane was used right in the Book of Boba Fett. My heart goes out to Theory for the Pablo situation. I cried over Five's death from the Clone Wars series. Yeah, look, the Pablo situation, you want to know why? It was so egregious. How can you defend Pablo in that situation at all? The best defense of Pablo in that situation was he didn't actually mean it, and he didn't take it that seriously. That argument gets wiped when you realize he put the shit in his Twitter profile. He's petty. He's childish. There's no defense in that situation. And that's, to me, honestly, not even the worst of it. There are things, again, that I've heard about Pablo. I'm just like, ugh. Like, fuck, man. Let me see here, because I know we got a very generous chat from John Hicks. Unfortunately, I can't read it on this screen because YouTube sucks. So let me try to get it over here, brother. John says, very generous $20 holla. Says, yo, man, new to Star Wars, but it's absolutely been getting me through this MCU hiatus, riding the hype train like a bantha. Take my money. Hey, I appreciate that, man. And yeah, I think there's a lot of fun stuff for Star Wars. And look, I'll make another confession. Okay, I'll make another confession. Are you guys ready? This is my confession. Selfishly, completely selfishly, one of the reasons I was so excited about the idea of the Star Wars MCU, and one of the ideas I was so excited about with as far as connective tissue and Filoniverse, selfishly, I was excited because a lot of my audience is Marvel fans. A lot of them are Star Wars fans. And if they could come together, and if there could be a unifying spirit between the Marvel content and the Star Wars content, it would be off to the races for me. Nothing but a good time. And then it wouldn't feel so bad when we take a break from this and that, and it's all going to feel very similar. I think it would just be great for my brand. So I'm just going to be honest with you. That's a huge part of it, for sure. Where I'm like, yo, we love our Marvel. We do Marvel over here. Star Wars, do more Marvel, and shut your mouth when you're talking to me. Okay. Can't Stop Me P with a $10 holla. Very generous. Says, big fan of what you do. Love the content. Can't wait to watch Nerd Theory tonight. Can you do me a favor and don't be afraid to push back on Theory's ideas? Makes the convo more compelling. Yeah, I think we do. Theory and I have talked about this before because we both agree that not agreeing all the time, that's kind of an interesting conundrum of a sentence there. We agree that not agreeing is actually better. And that the fact that we see these things differently allows the conversation to be more dynamic and interesting. I totally agree with that. We have different thoughts about this, but I think in tonight's stream, unless I'm mistaken, Theory and I are probably going to be pretty much on the same page about most stuff, and we're just going to be so damn hyped and excited, man. So, I don't know how much disagreeing we will have tonight, but I definitely feel the need, not just from a personal perspective, but from the perspective of trying to perform and put on a good show. I feel compelled to disagree with Theory about a lot of these different things. Like, let me just say this. If he brings up the fact that Grogu's going to choose both, I'm gonna be like, so. James Heaton says the $5 holla says, one final flashback in episode 7, and it's Cad Bane putting a dent in Boba's helmet. Holy shit, that would be cool. With Bosk watching from the sidelines. Could it happen? It could. It could. I do think you're going to get Boba versus Cad. I do. Not sure what it's going to look like. Not sure how it'll go down. But I think it's going to go down. And, yeah, that scene from Clone Wars that was cut, could that still be canon? Maybe. Will we get that explained? Maybe. Will there be a flashback from it? Fuck, maybe, I guess. I mean, why not? Thunder Kajit Kitten with a $5 hollow says, knowing how Luke's story ends, are you having a hard time staying invested in his character / story? I really don't want to see his fall from grace. No. And I can only speak for myself. Look, if you're that upset about it and you can't, I get it. But all I can do is explain to you where I'm at with it. For me, the movies are hard. It is hard for me to watch those movies because they are put together in such a really weird, ridiculous way. But the idea that Master Luke Skywalker may come to a point in his life where he doesn't want the Jedi to be around, where he's not stepping up to the plate, that never actually bothered me the same way it bothers many of you. In fact, he arcs in the movie to where he's coming back to being that heroic figure. That's the point of that movie, is that he's like, doubt, he's reached a weird spot, and he actually returns to form, becomes heroic again. The problem is, Ryan created the movie in such a convoluted, weird, fucking Ryan Johnson way that that's not obvious. It's not central, and it's certainly not celebrated. So, that is hard for me, but in my mind, like, I guess the best way I can say it is my version, or like when I think about this stuff in canon, I don't think about frame by frame what Ryan showed us. I think about the character of Luke. I think about the complex nature of the Force. I think about all these other things, and it helps me sit with it better. Does that make sense? That's the best one I can... I know the lady name. That was from my lady. It's cold. Oh. Right on, bro. Right on. I apologize, and I stand corrected, and you're a real one. Never lose your nerd with a $2 host says, I hope Cad kills Boba. Boba is unnecessary. You don't say that. You don't say that. Look, man, I think Boba, and again, I'm going to put this in this video we're about to record, and I'm actually going to get out of here in a second here because I'd really love to get a head start on recording this video and getting it over to Ferdy. I think Boba's gonna show us all a little John Wick Boba action, man. I feel like Boba's gonna show us what's up tonight. You know what I mean? Let me show you something over here. Oh, what? That's not supposed to be there. Oh no. Just want to show you this dope merch again. Go get the dope merch. Peter Austin, welcome to the Nerd Vengers. You are a Nerd Venger now. Appreciate you, man. James Heaton follows up and says, I know you weren't happy with Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Neither was I. I decided to rewatch it this weekend as a 6-hour movie. Found it more enjoyable. Awesome. Maybe I'll do that. So I do like those characters and everything. It's not like I'm like, fuck those characters. You know what I mean? It's just for me, I was like, ugh. Also, I think, too, on that note, it's a little tough for me because that was my most anticipated. This is before I was, I learned my lesson and tried to calibrate my expectations accordingly, which I can't do with Star Wars. I just decided. You know what I decided about Star Wars again? Can I just make another confession? This is my confession. Let me make another confession for you guys right here. I had a realization about Star Wars and myself over the weekend. When it comes to Star Wars, I am all over the fucking place. I'm not consistent. I'm way too emotional when it comes to Star Wars. When it comes to Marvel, I've been pretty consistent. When it comes to DC, I've been pretty consistent. When it comes to Star Wars, I'm all over the place. I came out of Rise of Skywalker thinking it was amazing. 6 months later, I'm like, it's trash. 3 months later, I'm like, it's the best of the sequels. I have the most fun with it. It's not good. Okay? Season 2 of Mandalorian, I said, fuck Mando, give me Boba all day. Now I'm like, Boba who? I don't care. Give me Din. I'm all over the place. I'm emotional. I'm like a child. Okay? Don't tell anybody. I have to retain my rep of being like a well-informed, put-together analyst. And I can't admit to people that when it comes to Star Wars, just like most of the other fans, I have no idea how I actually feel about this shit. I just know that I feel strong. Peter Austin, welcome to the Nerd Vengers, man. Welcome. Appreciate you. Can we get meds for being a Star Wars fan? Probably. Probably. I got my Star Wars Theory starter kit, 5-gallon Yeti, all the lip balm, and raw onions. Quote of the day. It's an incredible meme. I think we all get a small flashback of Cad Boba, the history and finale. Ooh, that would be nice. That would be real nice. I don't like The Last Jedi because Hux and Kylo were too whiny. That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, what's your message, bro? I saw the chat. What's your message? Is that just what Star Wars does to people? Like, is that what it does? Oh, the Luke Ahsoka shirt will be available. And all I'll say is we're tweaking the design just a little bit. And come on by. Nerd Theory tonight. Yeah. Do you think Luke will bitch slap Grogu if he picks both? I'd love it. I think that would be absolutely hilarious, but no, I don't think so. Yeah. Okay, everybody. I got to get out of here. Otherwise, I'll be here all day because I have so much fun chilling with y'all. And yeah, a BB Agony Luke Ahsoka shirt needs to be in the Nerd Venture merch shop. It's going to be available. Don't worry. Oh, and Mike Toast, one more chat here. It says, there was an idea called the Nerd Vengers Initiative to bring together a group of Star Wars and MCU fans to see if they could become something more. Quote of the day. Thank you for that. All right, everybody. Much love to you all. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all the support. I will see you later today for Nerd Theory. There's also an incredible video for Book of Boba coming out later today. DJ CC Ryder, welcome to the Nerd Vengers. You are a Nerd Venger now. Feel the power within you, my friend. Also, 1 p.m., we will be doing a Nerd Venger stream today. I'll see you then. As I always say, I missed yours, RG? No, it can't be. Oh, here we go. Rodriguez suggested the 7th episode is going to have a big sequel connection, and that after episode 7 of Book of Boba, Star Wars will never be the same. Heard anything? Yeah, I heard a couple things. Yeah, I heard some shit. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens, bro. Hey, I appreciate your support, though. Thank you so much. Much love, guys. Much love. And, yeah, we'll see you guys soon, okay? As I always say, I hope you're having an awesome and a nerdy day, and I'll see you in the next video. everybody gone? Did everybody leave? Ah, man. Man, I tell you, you put on this Nerd Ventures merch, and this is not. I'm not trying to sell. This is not selling. This is just reality. You put on this bomber jacket. You look at yourself in the mirror. Holy shit! That's some swag right there. Yeah. It's gonna be a good week. I can't wait to see what Theory says when I tease out the merch. I'm hoping he doesn't get like actually mad. I hope that he like will have a good sense of humor about it. You never know with Theory. But yeah, no, see what happens. All right, guys. I'll see you soon. Ta-ta.